Hello once again, this is PI with Mike. If this reminds you of any project you've worked on or any concepts like that you find difficult to understand or you are able to connect with, drop a comment in the box below and let's go on. So makesense.ai is free. It runs entirely in the browser. It also requires no account. You could also pull the code and run it locally. So let's check this. makesense.ai. So let's check their GitHub folder, makesense.ai GitHub, so that you can see that you can run it locally. So you could just pull this and run it locally. It works and you don't have to visit online if you want to use it completely off the internet. So you need to just click on get started, upload the images and add your 6 labels. The order matters, which is also important. Once again, YOLO will assign the class IDs throughout your annotation, so you don't have to worry about that. But it is advisable that you actually create like a txt file for your annotation. So let's say labels.txt. Let's just have a simple Python file to give that to us. Here is our classes. Okay, so let's have a simple Python file, test.py. So we have L is equal to this for I in hell, print hi. So let's run our Python test.py. So let's just fetch this into our txt labels and let's delete this since we don't need it. Okay, so let's go back to make sense. Let's fetch our file. So let's go to where we have it. I have it here and saving model. We have it in data, we have it in batches, batch 0. Let's take our images and let's get all of them. So you then have to choose object detection here. And since we already have our labels as txt for consistency, you just click on load labels from file and you come here, you get your labels.txt and we are live. So this is just what you have to do. You have to label this as an apple. Select apple. You come to your next image. This is also an apple. You also annotate it. That's an apple. This is also an apple, which you also have to annotate. Is an apple. This is not an apple. We can either annotate this as one or annotate as many, but in object detection, this is safer. So we have to select this. This is a kiwi. So we have to select kiwi. Since we have multiple representations of it in object detection, that is kiwi. This is also kiwi. And this is also kiwi. So this is a mango. As you can see, after annotating this, I have to confirm that the label or select the actual label. So you can just do one more pass to say, okay, this is a mango. Let's check this. These are kiwis. What's this? This is an apple. It's also an apple. It's also an apple. You could just give it a name, right? To say labels, and you can just save. Actions, you have to export annotations, and we need to go for YOLO format. Export, as you can see, we have this. So to reduce errors when extracting after annotation, I'll just name this as batch 1. So then let's export once again. Export, as you can see, we have labels batch 1. So we can just reload this page and go for batch 2. Let's reload, go for batch 2, and have this. So we can just click on it, load labels from file once again. However, labels.txt. We annotate once again. This is an orange, so you have to draw your box around it. Select an orange. You have to see this is also an orange. This is an apple. You could just make it like this. This is an apple. This is what? This is grape. You have to ensure you pick grapes. This is also grapes. You also have to ensure that it is grapes. For this now, you have to also update it to be labels or batch 2 and export annotations in YOLO format. So that is what I'll do for all 10 labels. Oh wow, I didn't complete this. So grapes, okay, so let me export once more. YOLO annotations. As you can see, this is what I'm going to do for the 8 other labels in preparation for our next video, which is where we are going to be merging our annotations to see how it looks like, to confirm or to get the intuition for when it's actual production environment. Once again, the reason we are doing this is that when you are working in a production environment, working in a team, all images does not come annotated. You have to work with your team to ensure you have an annotated data set for your model. So like I said, I defined all the 6 classes. Order is permanent, which is why I created a labels.txt. Export format is YOLO, not Coco, not Pascal. And we are going to have to run a validation script after every export, which we are going to run once and for all in our next video.